Well, one of the great privileges of my life has been to travel, and particularly I've loved to travel to Israel. And a place that I love is the Judean wilderness. Once you get up the top of the Mount of Olives and begin the descent the other side down to the Dead Sea, you are in desert. And the wildlife, the terrain, everything about it has virtually been unchanged, although there are obviously modern facilities and you can visit in an air-conditioned coach these days. But David lived there. He was on the run and he cried out, because when you're in that place, your strength is sapped. You must drink lots of water or you'll be rapidly dehydrated, and you can get ill or you can even die. O God, you are my God. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh faints for you, as in a dry and weary land where there is no water. That physical condition, David says, that's my spiritual condition, because he was away from the people of God and the place that God had ordained for worship. He reminds himself in verse 2, I've looked upon you in the sanctuary, beholding your power and glory. Because your steadfast love is better than life, my lips will praise you. There's a very different kind of desert that we live in. It's a very well populated, a very busy desert, but it's a spiritual wasteland. The culture that we live in, devoid of God, denying God. You won't find your heart's desires satisfied in such a place. You must turn, as David did, to God himself in the sanctuary, so you can behold his power and his glory, his beauty, and sing for joy about his loving kindness. Brothers and sisters, fellowship with God, God's people, is not an optional. It's a necessary thing. I talk about the fact that the service, coming to a service, is like you getting serviced. You receiving again from God. God doesn't dwell in a temple made of hands, but he dwells within his people. And when the people gather, his presence is there. And that's where we are resourced. That's where we are serviced. David says, my soul will be satisfied as with fat and rich food, and my mouth will praise you with joyful lips. That's where the oasis of joy is. That's where spiritual resources are found. In the presence of God, in the presence of God's people. Let me urge you, don't drift from the family of God into the wastelands, into the places that are devoid of the life of God, because you will become hungry, thirsty, your strength will be sapped. But come and share the water of life, the food and drink that come from God. Jesus says, I am the bread of life. If anyone is thirsty, let them come to me. Let's make sure we're coming and receiving. We're beholding, and then we'll truly be able to sing for joy.